What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. Anyways, the market was down quite a bit. SPY was struggling to hold support in the beginning of the day, but President Trump has been giving a speech, and he's talking about how he's very optimistic about his tariffs, so everything's going to be okay. He's been saying that, and this is helping the market bounce to a small extent. And now we're forming an inverse head and shoulders like structure. So if SPY loses 636, we could turn more bearish, but as long as we're above 638, we could try to run back up to 641.32, eventually back up to 644. There could be a bounce coming as a result of President Trump's speech. So keep that in mind. There's an inverse head and shoulders forming. We're still technically within the ranges of the day, but there is upside potential for the 640s if this continues. On the QQQ, it's the same thing. The triple Q also has a double bottom, inverse head and shoulders. Now, if we lose support right over here at 562, I could turn more bearish. As long as we hold above that, we're going to be favoring 567 and eventually 569 as our targets. This is going to bounce temporarily off this inverse head and shoulders. The IWM also has a double bottom bounce. So we want to see this break 234. If that breaks, we have a gap to fill at 235. This may temporarily bounce. ES is trying to bounce right here, looking for 64.33 as our targets. Nice inverse head and shoulders as well. They're now forming across the board. Even on NQ, we're forming a small one. Nice double bottom. As long as you can hold above 23,200, we're favoring 23,300 plus. And then Bitcoin looks decent. We're consolidating right here. As long as you don't lose 110,000, we could be looking for 111,500 for a temporary bounce. And Tesla's also forming an inverse head and shoulders. I want to see us basically break 330. If we do, we're looking for 333. But if we lose 327, we're looking for a dip back down. So this could still bounce quite nicely. So I think it's doing a good job. Nvda is trying to rebound. We started off with a big dump to 166. I was talking about 165, which could be tested. Came very close. Now we're looking for a test of 172 if we can hold 170. President Trump is pumping the whole market across the board. Even Apple's now bouncing. I want to see it reclaim 229. If that's the case, we're going back up to 231. A few more. AMD needs to get back above 162. If we hold that, I think we're pushing for 165. Coinbase is just kind of flat right here. It might try to retest 307, but it's still technically range bound. Amazon might retest essentially 226.7, then 228 for a small bounce. Even Meta is trying to bounce here. If we get back above 735, we're looking for an attempt for 740. Google could be going for this gap fill all the way back up to about 213. And then Microsoft is going to be looking for an attempt for essentially 506. So there is potential to bounce. The VIX was bouncing, but it got a rejection. There's now a gap to fill down here at 16. So is this going to be dipping back down? Could President Trump launch the market higher? It's very possible. So he's still giving a speech right now, and the market is pushing as results. So keep that in mind, guys. For now, there's an inverse head and shoulders now forming. We did not lose any major support. I said I want to see us fill at 636 on SPY and continue to hold below that for 4 hours to be bearish. Instead, we got bought back up above it. We were only below it for just like 30 minutes, only to get bought back up. So because we're above 636, this is trying to bounce for 640 again. This is a temporary move, but that's what we're seeing thus far. Thank you all for listening. I'll give you guys another update in a couple of hours. Until then, I wish you all nothing but the best, and peace out.